There's more to bookkeeping than just numbers. It's actually, it's like more of a mindset shift. When your books are behind, it's really rough. What we're going to talk about this morning is the clarity, the confidence, and the fact that when your books and your numbers are caught up, you're making decisions based on facts instead of emotionally based on fear. When you make emotional decisions, especially based on fear, it's not always the best decisions. You never want to feel driven to do something. You want to feel like you're led to do something, making it with confidence because of what you see. Now, I want to talk about what it feels like to be behind. For about 11 years, I worked in construction, and during that time, I was a finishing carpenter. I worked for a company that did subcontracting for big developments like big towers and everything. And when I was the foreman of a crew, I remember when we would fall behind, and sometimes it's totally out of our control. Like
Yeah, especially in
we,
construction.
yeah, we still have to maintain the schedule, even though everyone else ahead of us has slowed us down. And as a finishing carpenter, we're actually towards the end. We come in close to last for most things, and I just remember whenever we'd get behind, I'd always call my company and say, "Hey, can you send more people?" But we didn't have a ton of people, so that wasn't always an option. And
Mm,
I just remember feeling like I was drowning. It felt like I was underwater, felt like I couldn't get a breath. Every day I
mm.
showed up, I tried. The hard part is that I had to maintain quality and discipline and also produce, and it was hard to balance those two
Weren't you
things.
also in charge of, you were also training people at times
Yeah,
too?
like the people I would get, I'd have to train people.
It's a
Anyway, so
lot, yeah.
it's just
It's a lot.
I would attribute that to being behind with the books and the numbers because tax season rolls around and it's like, oh my gosh, well, this is crazy. And then
Panic!
you end up like being like some student in college who has a an
Exam.
exam or a paper due. You just cram and you
Crap, 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 crap.
try and get it
Yeah.
done. And I've been there. I'm
We've all done it.
yeah.
We've all done it. Yeah.
You also don't want to look at your finance, don't want to look at your bank account because
Yeah.
you don't want to see the truth.
Or the credit card, a
Yeah,
balance.
it becomes this guessing game. Like, am I making
Mm,
money or am I just looking busy? It's like when you get a vehicle stuck. Are you just spinning your wheels and getting nowhere?
it's a good analogy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a state we want to be in. What did you want to say, Ben?
I really want to talk about, kind of take you from that point to just the moment that everything can really change. Because that's when the magic will happen. When you're working with catch-up cleanup specialists, I kind of had a brainwave this morning as I was meditating on,
She gets a lot of those.
yeah, I'm like,
It's
oh,
mildly annoying.
like I'll like run downstairs
They're always
and
amazing.
talk to you about it. You know, it's like the lightning bolt that I'll get, but it's kind of like we're doing a serious renovation of your books. You know, it kind of ties into nicely into what you were saying. There's a lot of a makeover happening, not just with your numbers, but also with the structure and the layout. Like, what does your chart of accounts look like? We've really customized it for each client. You know, your account in QuickBooks Online right now may just say sales or something. So we want to kind of drill into, okay, well, do you just have the one revenue stream? Maybe we rename it to so and so income. We kind of make it a bit more detailed. Or if you have more than one revenue stream, maybe you're selling a course or two on the side, then we're going to break that up and make these accounts more detailed and more meaningful to you as the business owner. It really is about being more of the business owner and not the operator. It is stepping into that kind of mindset, more that energy. I guess just being more serious, it's more of a power move because you really, really want to prioritize understanding your numbers. You don't want to be scared of them or embarrassed. You want to feel like you're back in control as much as you possibly can, right? We love seeing that shift in business owners, our clients, once they're caught up. I do see a shift. Essentially, when your books are behind, you are just surviving. You're not thriving. You're reacting. You're not being proactive. You know, you're hoping you have enough to pay your bills, to pay your team, to make payroll. You're so busy putting out fires. But when your books are clean and current, You definitely move more into a strategic mindset, more of a proactive mindset. And so that way you can help your business move into more of a planning arena. We've said before, you need to know where your money is going. That's very, very important. But also, you need to know where it should be going. Instead of wondering, like, if you can afford something, you just know. You know that you can afford it. We've had clients discover that they were overspending by thousands a year on their team when the sales were lower and they literally couldn't afford one or two extra hires, or they've had to make tougher decisions and let go people when the work has kind of dried up and they're in a quieter season. We've had clients overspend by thousands on software they just didn't use. One client actually realized that they weren't profitable. Instead of trimming their costs, like they couldn't trim too much realistically, they decided to raise their prices. That made a huge difference. It was definitely overdue for them to raise their prices. You definitely want to review your prices every single year. That's very important. That's just some advice there for you. I'm not saying that you necessarily need to raise your prices every year, but you definitely want to be reviewing them at a minimum once a year. Absolutely. And don't be scared of that either. And the big one is definitely, you want to be paying yourself regularly. All of this to say is like, this is what happens when you stop avoiding the numbers. We use them as a tool for helping our clients grow. With our advisory light, we actually dig into the numbers quite deeply, and we actually find opportunities for them to make more money, save more money, and plan for the future. And so planning for the future, a lot of our clients have shared with us what their next move, what they want to do in the next 6 to 9 months. That often can be like, oh, I want to hire my next employee. I want to start a new revenue stream. It's kind of been brewing in my mind and the market is willing to pay for it. So there's a demand for it. If you're watching this and thinking, all of this sounds great, I want to feel better about my business and what I'm doing and where it's going, but it's too far gone. I'm too behind. Let me tell you, that's not true. You're not too far gone, and you're definitely not alone. Stephen and I, we specialize in this. This is literally what we do. This is what we do. This is what we're known for. It all starts off with that quick audit, health check really, of your books. That's kind of how we know like what we're walking into and how we can best advise you. We're totally happy to give you information on what's going on in your numbers. Either you work with us or you don't. At the end of the day, you're gaining because you have the key information that you need in order to fix it. That's the whole point of our process. You don't have to live in survival mode. We can help you get back in control. So,
yeah. Cool. Yeah. Just before we say goodbye for the day, I want you to breathe in and then breathe out. That, in a nutshell, is what we're offering you through our cleanup service. Is that relaxed, calm, and that ability to breathe.
I feel better. Yeah.
There you go. Anyways, have a great day. We'll see you soon.